Hey guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. I greatly appreciate them. This is the daily forecast for all signs. I'm just going to say this. I woke up twice tonight. Once at 1:40 something in the morning, and then again at 3 in the morning. I do not know what is going on with my sleep. It's driving me nuts. But I'm awake. It's now 4:45, or it was 4:44 when I just looked at my phone, and I'm awake. So I'm doing this reading. This is a group reading, or I should say a collective reading for, our shared energies that we share and can experience together. So it is a reading for all signs. It is originally dated for Thursday, the 19th of May. It's not solely set for that date, though. The message can apply if you're seeing it at a different time and it makes sense to a certain area of your life. Please feel free to utilize it. Use it to support you in and validate you in what you might already be feeling, in what decisions you might be making. If it's helping to affirm something for you, please, by all means, use it. Don't get caught up on the date. For those of you that watch consecutively, you know how it works. We're just building on the energy and the cards that we've seen previous. I will refer to the underpinning reading or the Sunday reading, which will populate in the lower left-hand corner at the end of this reading if you care to watch it, so you understand what I'm talking about. On Sundays, I do 3 cards and an oracle card and a grounding stone, just to look at the overall underpinning, what the week has ahead, and then we build upon it daily. So if this applies or part of this applies, please utilize it to the best of your ability. If it does not apply or doesn't make sense to your situation, that's okay. Don't worry, nothing is wrong, nothing is broken. You just might be working on something different at this time. Ways to support the channel, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of the daily videos. In there is information on how to book a private reading with me, also how to support the channel, what decks I'm using, and just some general housekeeping information I want you guys to know while utilizing my channel. Please hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy the content. The more likes I get, the more likes to view ratio I think is better for the YouTube algorithm. I'll just say that, because then they will push my video out to new viewers, because they're saying, oh, he gets 40 views and he has 20 likes or 30 likes. People are enjoying his content. Let's show it to other people. But I'm a very small channel, so I do need your help in doing that. So please hit that like button. If you want to subscribe to the channel, please do so. Hit the notification bell so you get notified. I do a new video every day. So there's daily content. You'll be notified of that. What else? Please like, share, comment, subscribe, essentially. So share the video out. Share it on your social media feeds. Let people know about me if you think it would help. Share it in your groups. Sven, my cat over there, says share, share, share. And not the share that we all know from share. And leave me a question or comment. Even if you're new, just say hello. Let me know you're here. I love it. Like if you're somebody new to me and you're just tuning in and I know you're here, give me a shout out or say, hey, I really enjoyed the reading. It made a lot of sense. Or, hey, I didn't enjoy the reading. What the hell are you talking about? I'll read those too. I'll hit a heart on that. I don't care. It's participation. And again, YouTube's algorithm likes that. So they want to see that people are participating. And I want to grow the channel. This is my passion. I've been doing this since I was 16. I am no longer 16, I'll tell you that. So I've been doing this many, many moons, people. So this is a little passion project of mine that I've dedicated to myself to in the last, I don't know, I'd say 3 or 4 years. And it's slow going. I don't know how some of these people have hundreds of thousands of followers. I'm waiting for my big break, essentially. Not my big break, but I want these readings to assist and help and give hope to as many people as possible. I feel like, I'm going to get sad. I feel like that's my purpose in life. Okay. So, let's see what the cards have in store for us. Let's say this. I don't know if that's my purpose in life, but I feel like if that were my purpose in life, or if I were able to achieve that, I would have a happy life. I would feel content with myself. And I would feel like I'm making a positive difference in a world that certainly can use it. So, and I know that some of you that watch regularly, you let me know that I do make a positive difference in your world. And that's very important to me. And I appreciate that. All right. So let's see what the card is for today. We've got the 10 of Wands. A lot of wands this week. I don't know what is going on. I don't know what is going on. Wands is that element of fire, right? It's usually a card of action. It can be a card of travel. Oftentimes, it can be a card of desire, definitely, and romance. But like a suit, let's say. The 10 of Wands, though, is about tens oftentimes signify endings, right? Coming to terms with the situation, people, all aspects of the situation, like everybody kind of landing on the same page and either moving on or stepping forward with new information, becoming aware, transforming it, if that makes sense. The 10 of Wands is about being kind of close to the finish line. It's oftentimes depicted, this deck is very different than a traditional Rider-Waite deck. And in my mind, I'm going to describe to you the Rider-Waite symbolism because Rider-Waite is very straightforward and clear. And then I kind of interpret what I get from the art of this particular deck because this is the one that I've been inspired to use this month. So, 10 of Wands is that gentleman carrying that bag of 10 wands on his back. It's a heavy load, right? He's been carrying it for a while. And we've been seeing the 5 of Wands a lot this week. We've seen her twice, right? It's depicted with a woman on it. Makes me think that something's going on for ourselves at a deeper level, right? Because this is Wands. This is the level of spirit. There's something stirring, something being dredged up. I mean, I don't want to go back to the full moon in Scorpio, but Scorpio is such an emotional sign and full moons are about release that this 10 of Wands makes sense to me. Each one of you are going to be dealing with something different around this, but ultimately it is a release. It is like we see the finish line. We're almost there. We can complete this cycle, this desire, this want, this, and want and desire can be things that we want to be ended, right? Like, I wish I didn't feel this way, or I wish I could release this in a healthy manner, or I wish I could let this person go, or I wish I could walk away from this situation with ease and grace or compassion. And I feel like some of the 5 of Wands that we've been seeing this week, where she feels like she's showering and healing herself and kind of holding back and being more self-focused than in the fray or in the fight, this 10 of Wands says that we've maybe found our answer, right, within ourselves. There's a sadness to this woman. This woman's body is older, right? There might be some of you that are departing in a way that feels sad or that is emotional for you. That would make sense with the release of the full moon in Scorpio. It would also make sense because, Mercury's retrograde, so things are a little bit wonky right now. And Mercury's retrograde in the sign of Taurus, which is going to be a little bit about fundamentals, possibly about stubborn energy, possibly about hard-learned, earthy, stuck material things. We're transforming those things on some level and releasing them, having to look at them and go through them and be maybe more aware of them, in touch with them at a deeper level. That's why we're seeing all of these wands, right? So I don't think that this is a bad thing, even though I do see a little bit of like sadness. If some of you are feeling tired, which Lord knows I certainly am up at 3 a.m. If some of you are feeling tired, beleaguered, maybe this week we've been processing a lot, right? That 5 of Wands definitely felt like, us processing. Underneath this card from the Sunday reading, like I said, would be still that 6 of Pentacles, which again, that 6 of Pentacles, if that's what's driving this 10 of Wands, or if that's what this 10 of Wands is built upon foundationally, we're in a good place. It may not feel good at the surface or emotionally or, as we depart or as we move on, but ultimately this completion, this ending, this release is for our own good. It's to restore our own balance. It's to bring things back into a normal, healthier, more grounded, balanced flow. that is the Six of Pentacles, right? So we may be giving to others or receiving from others during this time, right? That's also Six of Pentacles energy. But we're doing so in a way so that we can move on, or so that we can release, let go of the burden, the challenge, I don't know if there's any drama attached to this card, but it does feel like there is a transformation taking place. And because this is Wands, I want to say that this transformation is a little bit more internal, in depth, at the core of our being, of who we are, than, say a normal transformation of like, oh, I'm just not going to think that way today. No, this is more like deeper than that. It's sort of the feeling that I'm getting. And that's some of the tiredness and the anguish that I get from this elderly woman's body. It's almost like the Five of Wands that we saw twice this week where she was younger. I wish I had the card right in front of me because I would show it to you. She looked like she was sort of self-caring and kind of contemplating her feelings around situations, people, stuff that isn't necessarily right, that's in flux or in change, and kind of holding back and like focusing on herself. Well, now she's come through that and she's a little bit more worse for wear, let's just be honest. But in the end, she's smarter, she's more capable, she's more complete, she's more whole, right? And she's more wise. Like, this body is older, but it's still beautiful, right? And she's ready, or like this body is definitely facing to the future. Like when I see bodies or designs where they're facing in this direction, to me, they're ready to move into the future. We may not know what that future holds. See how the hair is blocking her and she's covering her eyes? We may be releasing something that we're like, oh shit, as I let this go, I don't know what next fills this space. I don't know what, as I stop this behavior, I don't know how I will behave in situations similar to this moving forward, but we're willing to do it. We have the strength, the wherewithal, the spiritual fortitude to make these changes, right? And so we're in that process. And the other reason why I say this is because this card is on a Thursday, we would be influenced by that midweek card, because I see the midweek card, which is the Six of Pentacles, as being sort of anywhere between Tuesday and Thursday of the week. Right? Generally, more so Wednesday, Thursday is in my mind. But I always give a little flux and flow because energies can move in very liquidy kind of ways, right? Some of us might experience them earlier, some might experience them later. So when I'm looking at this, we've got not only because it's on a Thursday, but we've got that influence of the Six of Pentacles underneath us, which is very grounding and discerning and ready for balance and moving forward, right? And reciprocal in a way. But we've also got the World, which is major arcana. And that explains sort of maybe the sadness, the fatigue, the tiredness that I see on this Ten of Wands, right? This is at the spiritual level. This is a release at the spiritual level where we're sort of letting go, transforming, having done the work. And that World card is about endings and then new beginnings. And it's a very beautiful card to have, but it can also be very challenging, right? It can feel overwhelming because it is the world. It's the end of the fool's journey. So as we come, and we just only to begin the journey again, right? In the major arcana. So that World energy could also be coming in and allowing us to open the door to this Ten of Wands. And each one of you, as I said, this is a broad spectrum reading. So you have to apply this release to whatever situation you're dealing with right now, that you are trying to come to terms with, that you feel like, look, I can't do this in this way any longer. Whether it's a relationship, a work situation, a child, who knows what it is for you. But whatever it is for each one of you, you have to like instinctively or intuitively feel he's talking about this part of my life. And what I want you to understand is that the work that you've put in has paid off to a degree, even if right now you're feeling like, shit, I can't believe I made it through that. The world is going to honor us. It's going to educate us. It's going to move us to the next phase, ideally in a way that is supportive and impactful, right? But right now we may not quite be feeling that yet. That's just my feeling with this body here. But I want you to, even though this is a Wands card, there's something about the wisdom that's in this body that, we might look at it and want to judge this body because it looks older, but there's something to me when I look at this body that to me feels beautiful in the age and wisdom of it, in the experience that exists within it. And so I want to use that metaphor or that analogy for you guys who are watching this today to honor the hardships or the challenges or the experiences, the scars, so to speak, that we may carry either spiritually, emotionally, mentally, that we are like releasing and getting beyond. And understand that, this body is just as beautiful as the younger body that we saw in the Five of Wands throughout this week. This body is actually maybe more beautiful because there's wisdom attached to it. There's life and experience attached to it. And I speak about body, and you can apply body to not only the physical corporal body, right? But also to, like, say, your spiritual body, your emotional body, your mental body. Find appreciation for those things this week during this time, so that as that door opens up to the world, right? And that's the balance of the Six of Pentacles too, the equitability of like restoring balance to ourselves. Finding that within ourselves is going to be important and aid and assist us into moving into this next chapter, which is the World card underpinning through the next few days of readings. Now let's look to the Sacred Traveler Oracle card and see what we've got. Oh, hey, solitude. In silence, peace prevails. Now, what I first noticed is I love that the light is shining on her. And I love that she has that little I think it's a little owl, which is like her own inner wisdom sitting on her shoulder. To me, it appears as though she's reading a book, like her own wisdom or her own knowledge, her own learning. But I love that the forest, right? Do you see the forest and the trees behind her? Like we've come through the darkness. We're in the light. We've done it our own. We've carried the burden of the Ten of Wands. We're ready to release it. We might need some downtime today to just kind of find our own internal peace, our own internal wisdom, so that we can honor the body, whichever body we're working with, right? Each one of you might be working with a different aspect of who you are. A lot of you, though, all of these bodies, as I'm talking body, your emotional body, your, okay. In the videos that I start with that pyramid, when it says mind, body, spirit, and then underneath it all is the emotions, I feel like all of those are bodies that we carry within us. We have the emotional body, the physical body, the mental body, and the spiritual body, and we maintain and connect all of them, and they're all constantly in communication with one another, whether we're consciously aware of it or not. And oftentimes I believe that those bodies, the three majors, right, the mind, body, spirit, those three bodies speak to each other and communicate through the emotions that we feel, whether we run from them or we sit in them and we experience them. That's how we're kind of getting physical cues that affect us on all three levels, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Does that make sense? So today's a day to go into solitude, to kind of reflect, to look at the age and the wisdom and the experience that you've maybe created or found through your challenges, through your life, through the burdens that you've carried, and understand that within all of that, there is a beauty, there is a wisdom, there is a knowledge, there is a peace that you can allow to prevail as you let the forest fall to the background, as you listen to your own internal knowledge, as you continue to learn, because I feel like she's opening a book, even though that's not necessarily a book, and you let the light shine on who you really are. You may not know what is next as you release and let go of whatever it is and begin to step forward into the next, because the next is coming with that World card underpinning this. But you need to understand that you have the strength and the wisdom and all of that. And you'll only find that through taking this time and this solitude within yourself to have this sort of conversation within yourself and your different bodies, so to speak. Let me read you Solitude really quick. I hope that made sense, guys. It's early in the morning and who knows. All right, so in silence, you'll find a depth of self-awareness as well as inner peace. This is not a time to venture forth with a new project or a new cycle. This is a time to step back and be still. In quietude, you can seek and uncover your deepest inner truth. Seek solitude and all will be revealed. No matter what is happening around you, find serenity. Your power is born in stillness. Sometimes the traveler is in such a hurry to reach the next peak that he gets separated from his spiritual source. The spiritual source would be the Ten of Wands, guys. However, when the traveler takes time alone, everything falls into perspective. Take time out of your day to be completely quiet. Take deep, slow breaths. Imagine inhaling vitality and exhaling all that is not needed. Affirm that all is well. Move past the chatter and chaos on the road of life. Be still and hear the voices of your higher self and your spirit guides. I love it. That little owl could be a spirit guide of wisdom for us. Now let's go to the grounding stone. And the grounding stone, okay. The grounding stone is on carnelian, which I associate with the first chakra. So we want to ground in this idea of prosperity. Now, what I like about this prosperity, I feel like, did somebody ask me if I had a prosperity stone? I think Beth did. Well, I guess I do, and I didn't know it. It is on carnelian, though. Beth, if you were planning on sending me a prosperity stone, if it's on a different color stone or whatever, please send it. I'll include it in the bag because I do believe the colors sometimes also affect what chakras we're working with. I love that the prosperity stone is on an orange color, which associates with that fire of the wands element, right? I love the idea of grounding in this idea of our own prosperity in the sense that we're creating internal prosperity during this time with this solitude and this peace that we're creating and this reflection, this looking at who we are, what we've learned, how we've become, where we're at, how weathered we may be. But it's like, all I want to say is find the prosperity in the wrinkles. Does that make sense? And what I mean by wrinkles, I mean wrinkles metaphorically. I mean, in the challenges that we face, in the struggles that we've overcome, I am going to get emotional. In the things that we've resisted across the course of our lives, those are the things that have made us who we are. And whether we've understood them in the moment, or whether we embraced them wholeheartedly or we resisted them the entire way through as we experienced them, ultimately they brought us to this place of where we are now. And I feel like these cards are asking us to be in the present moment and to be with ourselves and to acknowledge who we are. And in that acknowledgement, we may find that we may need to do that within that peace, right? That solitude. And we may need to see ourselves truly for who we are. But within that action, there is a prosperity that comes from that. There's a gift that comes from that. There's an abundance that we can have, that we can attain from doing this action, that will open the door to this world card that's opening up to us, where we get to transform and move forward with a better awareness and a better understanding. And remember, the grounding stone for this week is that word forgive. If there's situations, people, or even our own selves that we need to forgive this week, now is the time to do that so that we can be at peace and find this solitude and then access and ground in this idea of, as I give these gifts to myself, I also bestow upon myself future prosperity, because you're really giving yourself prosperity right now, whether it feels like it or not. That is your forecast for the day. I hope that made sense. It was a little long-winded. Maybe 3 a.m. is my reading time. I don't know. You'll have to let me know, guys. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to go take care of my physical body and my mental body and all of my bodies by going to my morning yoga class at 7 a.m. But I still have 2 hours until that happens. I don't know. I might have to lay back down for a minute. But have a wonderful day, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit that thumbs up button. Please share the video out. Please leave me a question or comment. Subscribe. You know the drill. Read the drop-down menus. Tune in. Let me know if it's making sense, if it's having an impact, if it's benefiting you. And have a wonderful day. This should be a really powerful, transformative week. And I look forward to seeing what the cards have to say tomorrow. I love you all. Thank you for your viewership. Take care and be prosperous. Bye-bye.